Hi guys, welcome back to Bunny Brick Design. So as you can see, I've got a mess on my work table because I was trying something and now that I've got it working, I wanted to show you exactly what I was doing. So we're going to be working with some wire and some copper colored bicones and some pearls. And so this is 26 gauge wire. Sorry about that, guys. Allergies. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making, and I've got it off camera here, we're going to be making a flower spray earring using flowers. So now I'm going to take and grab this and put it on a ear wire because I just got done making that. So I am going to grab some copper ear wires here. Let's just grab a pretty copper ear wire. And so now these are good for making for weddings, for special occasions, bridesmaids. Now you don't have to do just earrings. You can do necklaces. You can do hair. Like I usually do these for hair. And so when it hangs, it just hangs as a nice, delicate, dainty flower. So we're going to be making this companion earring. So I like to take, and will waste a little bit of wire doing this, but you just want to make sure you have one long enough. So I take a wingspan of wire. And to start out with, I'm going to put a bicone because what we need to do is we're going to need to form the little stamen before we use flowers. Now the flowers I'm using, as I'm making a mess, I'm going to set this wire aside for a second. The flowers I'm using just come from sorry about the thread, is just a spray of flowers I picked up at Walmart. Mainstays Wildflower Pick. And so we're going to be using 4 flowers from it. So one pick, if I'm only using 4 flowers and there's, a dozen on there, you can get 3 earrings or a whole necklace or something from it. So I'm going to pause you for a second. I will be right back. Sorry about that, guys. Allergy season. So first we're going to pick up a bicone. And this is a very simple pair of earrings to make. Find your center point with your wire. Get that bicone all the way down. And I'm going to hold the wires apart and I'm just going to twist and give it 4 or 5 twists. I'm then going to pick up a tiny pearl on one side. And when you bend these, so when I'm bending these, I'm deciding where I want how wide I want it. So if I bend it there, that's as long as it's going to be. If I bend it here, it's going to be that long when I twist, because I'm twisting it all the way back to the center point. Now I'm going to take the other wire and I'm going to pick up another pearl. Thread it on my wire. And I am going to take it, and it doesn't have to be identical in length because again, this is a flower, it's organic. And then I'm going to do 1 or 2 twists. It doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to pick, and so this one has a lighter flower on the bottom. So again, we're going to try to make it somewhat mirrored. Now, trying to get the flowers out of this, I don't know if you can see this real well on there. There's these 2 little spikes right there on the flower. And so those aren't going to let the flower come out. So in order to get this, we're going to have to cut it off. Make sure you don't cut the flower. You just want to cut those spikes off, and then that little centerpiece will come out, and you'll be left with a flower like this. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to take my 2 wires now, and I'm going to thread them through the flower. And that flower is going to sit there, and it's not going to come off because these are spread out. Now, if I narrowed these, it still won't come out because the beads are big enough that they're not going to go through that hole. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing some additional sprays here. So if you notice, and while you can't see it, you can from the back a little bit. And I'm trying to get this so you can see real well. Like, these can be manipulated, but that is supposed to be off to the side. So what I want to do here, and I'm just trying to fluff it again. You want to make sure you don't fluff it too much. Anyway, we're going to put a couple of more bicones and a pearl, and we're just going to continue on. So all you're going to do now is decide where you want your flowers, and I'm going to actually do a bicone first. And I'm going to make a little stamen there, and I'm going to go right up to the center. I'm going to pick on the other side. I'm going to do a pearl. Whoops. And it's going to go everywhere because these wires are so long. It's going to flop around on you for a little bit. It's fine. Let it flop. I'm going to do some twists, get it up to the center. I'm going to do a quick twist on the center. I'm going to get another bicone on this side. And so your wires will end up uneven by the time you're done. And that's fine. That's why we take extra. Otherwise, you'd end up with one side completely short and the other side. So now that I've got my 3, I am going to, I want to tack this down and give me some distance, which is why I use a big pearl. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another pearl, and I'm just going to thread the pearl on both of these wires. And I'm going to push that all the way down. And now my next one is a darker flower. So now I need to grab a darker flower. And I'm just going to cut. And those are going to go everywhere. I'm going to cut off my stamen. Now make sure when you're threading your flowers on, depending on what you're doing, you may need to thread it on going down through the front of the flower. Other times you're going to have to go down through the back of the flower. And we're going to do that on the other 2 flowers because those are off to the side. So I'm going to thread this through that. And now I have my next flower. We need to put on something to lock that in. So what we did, and it's really hard to show you here. We've got a flower here. And then we've got, actually, I'm sorry. I did that backwards. We need to do our sides next. That's what I get for not writing down what I did. I'm going to lock this pearl in place with some twist. And I'm actually going to do a quite long one on this because I want to make a nice long stamen. And so I did 4 or 5 twists there. I'm going to pick up, I need some more little pearls. Another little pearl. Because I want these flowers off to the side. I don't want this one as long. And so I'm just going to twist that until it's tight in there and it's up to, and then I'm going to twist this so that my wires are going that way, I'm going to do one more purl. Oops, sorry about hitting the camera, guys. And this is why I say your wires are going to end up not even once you're done. Because now I'm doing a lot of twisting on this side, but the other side is still... So I am going to twist that, twist that, twist that. I'm going to get these guys bent together, and then I am going to bend this down against the flowers. I'm going to twist. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my darker flower and I'm going to go through the back of this. And the reason why I'm going to go through the back of this is because now I'm going to make some stamens, so this guy's going to sit kind of diagonal off to the side. So I'm going to take and do, on that one, I'm going to do a bicone.
Is that the TV? Are you on TV? Are you on TV? Are you on TV? Yeah. Are you on TV? I'm just gonna have to move the camera. Is that such a good girl on TV? She's on TV. Yeah. That's my girl. That's my Bella. That's the Bella. This is Bella. Say hi, Bella. Say hi to everybody, Bella. Yeah, you love being petted. She loves being petted.
And I'm going to do a big purl. Just to be something, do it somewhat different. Because again, I don't want this to be completely the same. I want it to be organic. Because if you ever look at a flower spray, ever, it's never going to be the same. So now that I've gotten my 2 on there, right? I've got to take my wire and I'm going to go back down through from the front to the back of my flower. That is if I can get it through there. So there we go. It's through. Just going to pull that through. Make sure I don't twist it. And pull that through. And so now that flower is sitting off to the side. Oops, and I just dropped my ear wire. I'll get that in a second. So now there we go. There's flower number 2 off to the side. And now I am going to do one big purl real close to the center here. And all I'm doing is putting a purl on. I'm not going very far. I'm just going to twist. If I can get it to twist for me. There we go. And I'm just going to set him off to the side because I do want a little bit of space there. And I'm now going to pick up on the opposite side. And because I've got a shorter thread and a longer thread, I'm going to take the longer thread, or the longer wire, sorry. And I'm going to make sure my longer wire, by twisting, is on the side that I want. And now we're going to take a lighter flower. So I'm going to look for a lighter flower on here. And a quick snip. And so I'm going to thread through the back to the front because this is going to go on the other side. And now I want bicones. I'm going to do at least 2 bicones on this one. 2 bicones and a little pearl. So I'm going to start out with the bicone. And it's going to start to get fiddly at this point because you've got so much you're working with. So, oops, sorry about the camera shake. So it's going to be a pain because now you've got to try to figure out where you want your pearls and your bicones, but you've also got to figure out how to keep it from twisting and getting your flowers messed up, because I've had it where I've pinched my flowers in the twists and had to undo a twist, and that's not fun. So just try to keep everything off to the side. Now that I'm back up to my center point, I'm going to, and see, this is where I'm up to the center point. So there are my 3 stamens, and I'm going to twist just a little bit to get it closer to that center point. And I'm going to stick my wire back through that flower. So now this is going to be a very quick earring if you can do this once you get the hang of it. And see, that's starting to twist, but that's fine. I just need to get that through. So I've got it snagged there on the fabric. There we go. Give it a little tug. And so that is on that side. Now, I've got to get this other wire back up to, so I am just going to twist a little bit to get these closer together because I want to get back to my center wire now. Now we're on the last step, which is going to be putting a pearl on, and then we're going to be adding stamens on both sides, and then we're going to add our final flower and finish off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a pearl, and I know I've got these 2 pearls here, but they're stuck together. And if you ever have beads that are stuck together, take a pair of flush cutter pliers and just kind of squeeze them and pull it apart. Now I can use those beads. Just be careful you don't break them, because I have, when I tried to cut them, I have broken them. But if you can't use them because they're stuck together, then, you know, they're worthless anyway. Okay, so now that I've gotten that, and I've gotten my flower, my pearl on, I am going to do a couple of bicones. On each side, at least 2 bicones. I think I did, 2 bicones on each side. So all that is I'm going to take it, twist it all the way back to the center point, grab another bicone, make it a different length, and twist until I'm back to the center. And then I'm going to do the other side. So there's my 2 bicones. And so I'm just getting it into a length that I want by adjusting it and pinching. And then I'm just going to twist that bicone, twist it till it's toward the center. I'm going to do one more. And I'm going to twist this guy. Until he's close to the center. And now I've got to get my wires, and I am just going to just start twisting this whole thing, trying to keep my bicones out of the way. I'm just going to hold it apart and just twist, because what this is going to do is it's going to start forming the part up here that we need to make our loop for our ear wire. So now that I've got it twisted a little bit, now I can put on my final pearl and another bicone. And try not to twist up everything. And slide that down. It'll slide nicely over the twisted wire. And just be careful you don't do that where you bend it, because I've got a kink right there. So I'm going to try to flatten this kink out. At least enough that I can get the bicone over it. There we go. And the bicone will be a little stiffer to go over. And now I'm going to continue twisting until I have a good amount of wire here that's nice and twisted and ready to go, because I want everything to be twisted, because this is going to reinforce this 26 gauge wire. Now you can do this with 24. You could probably do it with 22. I wouldn't recommend anything smaller than, I wouldn't recommend anything larger, I should say, than 22, because you're going to end up not being able to get your flowers on. And I actually forgot a step here, so that's fine. I am going to, because we don't need all of that, cut this off right there. And I forgot to put our final flower on. So I get talking, I get not paying attention. Sorry, guys. So now we're just going to slide the final flower on, because I knew it didn't look right. And now my pearl. And the bicone. There we go. And I have enough wire now. So now we've got our 4 flowers. So now we have our pretty earring here. And so all I'm going to do is take my round nose pliers, and I'm just going to do a wire wrap loop. And just wrap it once. I'm just going to wrap it a couple of times to get that nice tight wrap around where the bicone is. I'm just going to neaten this up a little bit here. And then we just snip off. Ah, crap. I just cut that. Well, we're going to fix that. We will fix that. And see, this is the thing. This sometimes happens when you're not paying attention. this is perfect for me to show you. So now I've done all this work. I don't want to lose this, right? So how do we fix this? How am I going to fix getting the because of where I snagged it there, how do we get that off, right? So I am just undoing all of the wraps here as best as I can, as easily as I can without breaking the wires. And so I only have a little bit of wire there. So the beauty of doing wire here is because I have wrapped it, I can take off this flower. I can take a piece of wire, fold it in half, okay, and I'm going to stick it right through the two wires there. So now I just stuck it between the two wires, between the pearl and the second wire, and now I'm going to come up and I am just going to twist this around that wire. So this is a perfect example to show you how to fix something when you break it. So I'm just going to twist this and twist it, and I'm going to take that wire that is part of the main shaft now that I've twisted it a little bit, and I'm going to twist those together. So what I'm doing here is I'm just twisting these two wires together for a second just to get that going and get it twisted around there. And now I can cut off this small piece of wire because now I have my wires back. So that's a way to fix it when you do something stupid like I just did. And so we all make mistakes. We're all human. So just know you can fix things. Just because you break something or your wires, something happens to your wire during this process, you can fix it. It's not the end of the world. All right, and now I'm just going to make sure these are, and I do want that guy off right there. There we go. He broke off. That's fine. Because I need to get the pearl on. So I need to make sure the pearl's going to go over. So before I twist any further. Yep, see that pearl went down nicely. And now I need to get my bicone back down. And now I'm just trying to get these smoothed out a little bit because this is the wires that had kinks. All right, so that is down. That is not going to go over that little wire there. There we go. That's down. Now we just need to twist and do our twists. So again, I'm taking my wires and I'm just twisting and twisting and twisting and twisting. Hi, baby. I got a bunny under my legs again. And twisting and twisting. She needs a cookie. She's begging for a cookie. So I'm going to put a video in at the end of this, or maybe in the middle somewhere. You might see an interrupt. Or you might have seen an interrupt of bunny intermission. I was laying on the floor the other day giving her attention and decided to film it just to see if she'd let me do it. And then she checked out the camera, which was totally adorable. So you get bunny nose. So anyways, hope you enjoy it. I love my bunnies. And so now we've got our length again. Woohoo! Try not to cut the wrong thing this time. Again, my round nose, and I'm going to make my wire wrapped. So just make sure you've got it. Try to keep those flowers out of the way. And just wrap a couple of times, making sure you get that nice tight wrap. And then I'm going to cut the right thing this time. There we go. And I am going to tuck in my ends. Make sure there's no snags. And then fluff. Basically, I want to fluff my flowers and everything to make sure they look like what I would expect. So in doing that, all you have to do is pull the wires to the different directions. You can fluff them however you want. So I've got these little wire ends here that can go off to the side. I don't want them dead center. So that can go that way. That can go that way. And again, if you don't like the way something is sitting, because it's wire, you can twist it to the different positions. And there we go. So there is earring number 2. And I think those look totally fabulous. They're not going to be 100% exactly alike each other, but they're going to be close enough that they are, they're a pair of earrings. And depending on how you want it to hang, all I have to do is just twist very gently the ear wire, and it's going to hang exactly how I want it. I just need to get this around, and you can twist. Make sure, though, when you're twisting, you're not untwisting your wraps. So you want to twist in the direction that the wraps are supposed to be going in. So there we go. There's earring 1. And I lost the ear wire for earring 2. The other thing you have to make sure of, and actually that's why the ear wire had come off, you need to make sure your ear wire is super tight, because if you don't, it will fall off the, because those wires are thin. And where'd my ear wire go? Okay, so sorry about the noise, guys. My bunny has decided she wants to chow on things. So yes, there will be a front and a back to this. The back doesn't look so pretty, but the front, again, the front looks totally fluffy, flowery. Anyway, so that was my fun with flowers. I'm in a floral theme right now. I don't know why. Really enjoying making things with silk flowers and things. And so I'm hoping that the bead boxes that I should be getting here soon will be something different, maybe beachy theme, because now that it's starting to become summer, I'm thinking beach theme might be nice. But like I said, these are great for a wedding. They hang quite nicely, and then you can adjust them and manipulate them however you want. So yeah, so anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. And oh, see, my ear wire came off. we're going to take that off. And see, that one wasn't closed correctly. That's backwards. The other thing with this, just to tell you, while I'm fidgeting with this, getting it back the way I want it, you do have to be careful of these earrings. They're very delicate because we're using 26 gauge wire. Like I said, I could use 24 and it would be better. But I have 26, so that's what I use. So they are very delicate. You don't want to be wearing these. These are not going to be everyday earrings. But it's something fun to do. So anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. Give me a thumbs up. And thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.